All right, we're live on the air. Happy Thursday. I am author Siera London, and these lovely ladies next to me is author Loren, my co-host. Hey, Lisa. And
Hi.
our guest for tonight, author Asante East. Welcome to Women on Words.
Hi. Nice to be here.
Yes, we are so happy to have you. And this is our second Facebook Live. So normally we do our live recorded podcast, but we decided to bring our wonderful authors to the people so that they can see you and get to know you and chime
Awesome.
in while we're recording. So we're happy to be here. So I'm going to start by reading a little bit of your bio, just in case some of our listeners are new to the program and you're a new author to them, perhaps. So,
Yeah.
Ashanti East is an African American writer who specializes in steamy romances, which we love, that will always leave you wanting more, which we absolutely love. Though she loves writing romances, she's also very versatile with her writing. She dabbles in the thriller, sweet romance, and crime genres. Okay, now. She has been writing recreationally for about 6 years and recently enjoyed the release of her debut novel, Royal Choices. Awesome.
Yes, yes, yes. Ah.
So your bio already gives away some information about you, but tell us how long you've been writing and what made you decide to publish your first novel.
So I have been writing since I was in high school, honestly, and I graduated in 2008. So yeah, I'm a little old. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh,
Not a line on her face.
okay.
Let's not go there. But go on.
So y'all crack me up. So yeah, I've been writing since I was in high school, and it was just poems here and there. And I
Mhm.
remember my 11th grade English teacher submitted one of my poems, and it actually got published. And she was like, "You could really, really."
Oh.
Do this, and I didn't necessarily have the support from family and friends at that time, so I kind of put it to
Mhm.
the side. And
Yeah.
so I picked it back up. Royal Choices was about a 2 year project. So I picked it back up about 2 years ago, and it was more therapeutic for me to just craft a story, make a world, and all of that. And little known fact, Royal Choices is loosely based on how me and my husband met.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
Oh, does
So
he know that?
yes, he does, and he was very happy. He was like, "Oh, okay." It's about me. I was like, "Yes, about you." He was like, "I feel special." I'm like, "Every now and again, special, just every now and
Yeah.
again."
Did you
There
get
you
him to
go.
read it?
He's slowly reading it. He gotta
Mm-hmm.
stop at
Okay.
some of the steamy
It's
parts, and he's
normal.
like, because he'll look at me like, "We did that." I'm like, "Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
Yeah,
book."
that was the
Wow.
practice session
Thank
for the
you.
book.
Thank you. I'm just like, boy, you funny. So I wrote it, I finished it. I had no plans of publishing this book. And it just so
Okay.
happens I home one day and I called one of my friends. I was like, hey, can you grab my laptop for me? She had been begging me to read the book. And I was like, no, nobody's ever gonna read this. It's just for me. So
Uh-huh.
she knows me very well. So she knew the password to my laptop. So what did she do?
Okay.
She breaks into my laptop, downloads it,
Oh.
and sends it to herself. And then she reads it. And she starts bugging me. She's like, if you do not publish this, I will steal it from you and publish it myself. And then
Okay.
I was like, okay. So then I submitted it to
Okay.
a publishing company. They got back to me a week later. They're like, we love the book. We want to publish it.
Wow.
I was like, oh, I remember I woke up one morning, it was like 9 in the morning, and I checked my emails and I saw the email. I walked into the living room because for some odd reason, my husband is up at 5 a.m. I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know what's wrong with him, but and
Uh-huh.
I walked into the living room and I had tears in my eyes. First thing he
I
said,
would
who?
too.
First thing he looked at me, he said, who died? I was like, ain't nobody died. And then I was like, they want to publish my book, and it just blew up from there. And it's been a whirlwind of a ride. It's been exciting. There's been some low points, and there's been some high points, and it's been a learning experience. If nothing
Okay.
else, it has been a learning experience for me.
Now, I must say your journey is unique for an author to kind of pen a story of the heart and send it to a traditionally published, a traditional publishing house and have their first manuscript get picked up.
I know.
So
I was
yeah,
I was just like, oh my gosh, it felt so surreal to me. I will not
yeah,
lie. Release day, I was in complete panic mode, and the publisher called me. Was like, Jasmine, calm down,
yeah,
breathe. And I was like, I can't. Oh my gosh! And they're like, it's okay. And then then I got the release date, and I started seeing reviews pop up on
yeah.
Amazon, and
Wow.
I was so nervous to check it because I was like, what if people hate my book?
Hmm.
That's the one thing I fear. And I started checking it. It was like 5 star, 4 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. I was like, oh my gosh, people really like it. I was like, oh my gosh, people like the book. And people started messaging me and like on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and they're like, when is your next book coming out? When are you writing another one? And I was like,
That's
well,
wonderful.
and then I'm like, well, I guess I gotta write another book now. Okay,
There you
cool,
have it.
okay. And
I,
then next thing you know, I just started writing, and right now I have 3 different series that I'm working on, and 4 standalones that I'm
all
working
right, now
on.
we're gonna
Yeah.
get to that. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
Lisa
whew,
jump in and
yeah.
ask a question. Lisa, go ahead.
Now, your first book was about royals. What drew you to that genre?
I have always loved the fantasy life of a princess and a queen and all of that. It's always
Mhm.
intrigued me. So, and then all the books that I ever read were like royal romance books. And of course, the older I got, the steamier the books got.
Okay.
And, my husband, he calls me his queen.
Oh,
So it
Um,
all kind of lines up. He calls me his queen. I call him my king. And the kids we have 3 princesses and 1 prince. So,
cool.
Whoa. Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Um, please don't get me started on my kids. They are a trip on me. So it just kind of flowed. And when I started writing the story, when it was for therapeutic purposes, I just placed it like we were a real royal family. And
Mhm.
like he was the prince that came in and saved me from all the troubles that I was going through, because I was going through a lot when
Mhm.
me and my husband first met. I had just left my ex-husband, and I was on my own with 2 little kids and had to really forge my own way. And then I met my
Mm.
current husband, and it's like he swooped in and he was everything that a woman could ever ask for. And
Wow.
so to
What a
me, he was
wonderful
like my
thing to
prince and my
say.
king. And yeah,
Oh, wow.
oh, y'all gonna make me cry. Please don't make me cry.
Okay, we'll
Mm,
want we'll
girl, I
want
love
you.
a good romance.
No, don't cry, because then I'll have to ugly
Oh,
cry, and then
oh no.
yeah,
Oh my
and it's gonna be
goodness.
on Facebook forever.
Exactly, exactly. Oh my goodness.
So tell us, I know you mentioned in your debut novel, Royal Choices, that it's loosely based on you and your husband,
Hmm.
but tell us about your hero and your heroine in that book and what we'll get when we open the pages of that book. What do we take
So,
away from Royal Choices?
okay. So our hero, his name is Nathaniel. He's
Mhm.
the prince of this really small but wealthy nation, and he's just looking for true love. That's
Okay.
all he wants. He wants the type of marriage that his parents have, because he
Mhm.
sees that his parents have been married for 40 some odd years, and when they still look at each other, they love each other. But at the same time, it's also time for him to get married to secure the line of succession. So his mother's been trying to set him up, and he's just like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. All he wants is to find love on his own terms. And then
Mhm.
we have Nicole, our heroine. She's a simple girl who just wants a simple life and just wants to enjoy the simple things in life. She's working a job that she's not necessarily happy with, but it pays the bills. She still lives with
Okay.
her mother and her grandmother and her little brother. She's family is very important to her. She's not looking for love, but at the same time, she won't turn it away if it does come and smack her in the face, which it did. And in the book, you will find a lot of action, a
Hmm.
lot of steam, but you will also find a big redemption story. Nicole
Okay.
goes through this transformation of first not thinking that she's worthy of the love of somebody like Nathaniel to
Hmm.
understanding that she is worthy of everything that comes her way by the end of the book.
Oh, good.
Okay. All right.
I
So,
like
Awesome.
that.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Nicole.
Oh, I love
They
it.
sound cute together.
They do.
They are. I won't lie. He's a tall, olive tan, like 6 foot
She rolling
something
her neck,
guy.
Lisa, so you can tell she's
Yeah,
steaming it
yeah.
up. She's like, he's
And
so
she
tall.
and she's a little on the shorter side, but she's plus size. I'm plus size. That's all I
Okay.
know how to write. So
Hmm.
she's plus size, she's curvy, and that's one of the reasons why she's a little insecure because she's always been told that if she was smaller, if she was skinnier, then she'd find love.
Mm.
You're pretty for a fat
But
girl. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. Like, yeah, I mean, you pretty for a fat girl, but Nathaniel comes in and he loves her curves. He loves everything about her, and he has to show her that love. And he has to show her how much he loves her and that he doesn't want her to change. And that's the biggest thing that I wanted to portray, that there is somebody out there that will love you for you. You don't got to change for nobody, especially when it comes down to your size. Be healthy, but don't try to go from a size 20 to a size 2 just because that man over there is saying, well, if you're skinnier, okay, well, you go find yourself a little Barbie doll.
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting about that? And I've always been a smaller person, small in height as well as size. And what I've found, and I'm over 50, right? What I've found is it doesn't matter your size, the person that you ultimately decide to be with, like that person makes you feel good about who you are.
Exactly.
Whether you're curvy or somebody say you're too skinny or you're shaped like a boy or whatever it is. I think,
Hmm.
regardless of what size we are, especially as women, there's always somebody out there criticizing us, right? Like
Mhm.
the
Always.
world as a whole is very critical of women. And, there are plenty of women who are, this big who are by themselves too. So we know
Hmm.
that ultimately, like this standard about weight or, hair or skin color, like none of that holds true when it comes to love, right? So
Exactly.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Exactly.
so it's all a fallacy. So I'm glad to see you tackle that, but someone needs to tackle it for all the skinny chicks too, right? Because
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
we'll
yeah,
let the
yeah.
skinny chicks tackle it for themselves. How
let
about
them
that?
tackle
Exactly,
it for themselves, right? But regardless of where you are on the spectrum, like somebody saying you don't meet my standard,
Mhm.
like
Hmm.
somewhere in the world you like somehow you fail somebody with how you look. So I'll turn it over to you, Lisa, because I can hop on a box and start talking.
And just to piggyback off of that, there is no such thing as perfection, and that's what we got to get away from in
Yeah.
society. Striving towards perfection. That's nothing to do.
Right.
But getting back to the subject at hand, with your story, how does the dynamic between his parents and the heroine play out? I
So,
wonder that,
so his
without
parents
any spoilers. I'm
are,
sorry.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
So his parents are very loving people, and the way that they see it, whoever their son loves, they love. And she
Okay.
goes through something. She goes through a situation that shows his parents just how much he loves her and just how much he will sacrifice for her. So they welcome her with open arms. They are
Okay.
like,
Good.
you are our daughter. We are not letting you go for anything in the world. So it's just, it's the love that he portrays for her, they portray for her as well.
Great.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, you mentioned that you kind of had this whirlwind, swoosh into traditional publishing. And I know you were a new to me author, and I actually met you through my friend Deborah. She actually reached out to me because of a message
Oh
that you
yeah,
received from
that
one of your
message.
readers
That
who
message.
had read, I want to say, is it Kenya's King?
Yes,
So she read
yes. That's
Kenya's
my second
King and
book.
one, yes, and one of your other books. And then she wrote you a message once she realized that you were a woman of color.
Yes.
And so talk to us a little bit about the message that you got from this reader who initially said she was really excited to read your work and she loved it. And then she found out that
Mhm.
you were a woman of color who penned a romances that she happened to love.
Yeah.
How did you unpackage that as an author? And then I want you to talk to us about what was going through your head when you penned your response, because I read it to that reader. Because we get a lot of
Yeah.
messages from readers, right?
Yeah, we do.
Good
We
and
do.
bad.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and normally I'll send like just a quick little response, something like that. But this one struck a chord with me. So she read through the books. She was like, "Oh, I love them." And then I go to your website and I see that you're an African American author, and I do
Hmm.
not support any people in the arts or the literary world who are. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, well, this is
Well,
interesting.
first of all, why she feel the need to tell you that?
she
Just
did.
go
And
away.
It
that's
was
what
more than one
really
sentence, too.
it was a long
It
message.
was a long message. It
Mind
truly
you,
was.
mind you, I was just sitting on the couch chilling with little baby boy. He was just learning how to crawl at that time. Well, he was just showing everybody else that he can crawl. He been knew how to crawl, but he was like,
Oh,
I ain't gonna show y'all just yet.
uh-huh.
And it just popped up, and I'm like, I rarely get messages through my website. So I'm like,
There you have
okay.
it.
And so
Hmm.
I looked at it, and I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, interesting. I didn't I didn't know how to react to it, so I had to put it down. I had to
Hmm.
walk away, and I had to pray about it. I'm gonna be real honest. I had to pray about it
Yeah.
because my knee jerk reaction was to go
Yeah.
off. But then I was like,
Yes.
no, 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 no. It's something in the back of my head was like, no, this is your reputation that is on the line. And I talked to one of my friends, and she was like, you better just tell her to go have the life that she deserves. I said, you know
Amen.
what? You're right. And that's when I sent my response. And I never posted it to get attention. I posted it so people understand that there is racism in every facet of the world. Just because the world of books is all rainbows and sunshine and we all love each other, you still have people out there who will judge you on the color of your skin and not the content of your work. You see, she loved the content of my work
Yes.
until she found out that I was black. And
That's so
that
sad.
post blew up. I will not
Yeah.
lie. That post exploded. And I was like, whoa, okay, didn't expect this. But I'm glad that it did because now people realize that
Yeah.
there are readers out there who claim to love your book, but they hate you as a person, all because of the color, all because of the color of your skin. It has
Right.
nothing to do with your content. It's just because of the way that you were born.
Right. And I personally, when the post came to my attention, first, I like you, I was kind of dumbstruck that a reader one went to your website because that takes extra effort because a lot of our readers, they communicate with us on social media. But
Even
then she took
Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. But
right.
she took that
Yes.
extra step. It went to my website and browsed my website because the only picture out there that exists of that connects me to this pen name is
eh,
on my website. That's it. So
Yeah.
you browsed my website and found that.
Yeah.
It's like she could have stopped at any given time, but she
Hmm.
chose to take it that far.
Right. And I appreciated that you took the step for one. Let me just say, you have wonderful friends that would give you that type of advice. Like, lady, you go ahead and live your best life. You know, I
Exactly.
appreciate your friends advising you that way. Cause like you said, you know, you have a long road ahead of you as an author, and there's no sense in getting into some beef with some lady who has little to no impact on your existence.
Hmm.
Um, but I love that you shared the message in that post, because so many times when, you know, authors of color talk about the hate that we receive, how folks try to minimalize, marginalize our work, and our very person is discounted. Like
Hmm.
there's some, you know, some nebulous person out there that it doesn't have a face or a name. And I love that you put, you know, a name to these words. You know, like this is a real person out there who picked up my book, who loved the story that I told, who loved my literary voice. And then they saw my brown face and decided to hate me
Exactly.
and my work. And
Hmm.
it's unfortunate, but that is a truth that we deal with in getting our work into the marketplace, into growing our visibility, and having, you know, publishers, you know, audiobook producers, you name it, you know, take a risk, because that's what it is, because they know that hate is real, on our
Hmm.
work and putting their marketing dollars behind us, you know.
It's so funny you said that, Sierra, because
Mhm,
I had someone reach out to me about a audiobook audition,
mhm,
and he was so gung ho about the audition until he found out that the character was African American. And
mhm.
then he came back and was like, "Oh well, I don't think my narrator would probably do you justice because she's not familiar with African American lingo." I'm like,
Mm.
lingo? It's English.
Lingo.
It's,
Yes,
it's
Exactly.
English,
What do you mean lingo? We
but
don't speak a
it's
foreign language
fine.
around us.
right,
I laughed at that, and I was like, well, if you're a voice actor, you should be able to encompass any character. But you have a nice day, sir.
right, right. And to make the assumption that your character, you know, spoke in some type of dialect other than
Right.
English,
English.
you know, that again, you know, all these assumptions that come to the table
And that happened
before.
today.
Oh,
Oh Jesus.
Today.
yeah,
Oh Lord. Yeah. It's
that's pretty
sad.
crappy.
It's really sad, but unfortunately, it's what we are faced with. And I think that if we could band together and come out stronger on the other side together,
Yes,
then that will show them that your hate has no place in this world, no place at all in this world and in this society. You hate me because of the color of my skin. No matter how good you felt at the end of my book, you automatically turn to hatred. That has no
right,
place in this world. That
right,
It just
right.
shows the illness in her head.
Hmm.
I still say that racism is a mental illness, and there's
mm-hmm.
something wrong with her. Don't let any of that discourage you. You just keep moving on and do your thing and write your words, and let us celebrate you as you are.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So, so Shanta, you said that you have three other series, and believe it or not, we only have about 5 minutes left. I told you this
I
Oh
30 minutes
wow.
know.
goes by fast, right?
It
It
does.
doesn't
It
take long.
does.
Yeah. So I want to thank all the listeners that are tuning in as well. But tell us about your three series right quickly in a nutshell, all three of them.
Okay, so one is a series about a motorcycle club. Everybody loves a good
Ooh,
hot biker
Ooh.
dude.
that's right up my alley.
Yes.
Everybody loves the tattoos and the muscles. Yeah. And then we touch a little bit on the different kinks in the BDSM world. You
Oh,
Oh
know, like
yes, that's my
okay.
kind of
people
writing.
as as much as people may not admit it, everybody loves a good Daddy Dom book.
Oh.
Everybody loves a good daddy dom book. And then you have the traditional, dom sub relationship. And then
Mm-hmm.
I steer more um, into the suspense genre with my other series. It's going to be called Dark Royal Courts. It's all about
Oh.
deception and intrigue and things of that nature. Basically, these prince and princesses are being thrown into these arranged marriages. Some of them do love the person that they're with, some of them don't, but they all find true love, but there's something big standing in their way. Something really big. Deception, obsession, jealousy, all of it. And then my last
Nice.
one is called Royal Revenge. That one is
Okay.
more of a thriller, crime, romance. It's got all of it. It centers around this one particular character who, when she was a child, she saw her family murdered, and she 15 years to start to get her revenge against the people who killed her family. And she
Oh,
goes and she
Okay.
works her way into the prince's heart, and she works her way back into the inner workings of the royal court, and she starts taking them out one by one. She doesn't kill any of them, but she starts taking them down with information that she has that destroys a
I
lot of
love
Okay.
it.
lives.
I like
Yes,
that.
yes.
I like that.
So yeah, I am always working on something. That much I will say. I'm always working on something. Something's always bouncing around in my head, and I'm like, okay, let me get it down on paper, see if it makes sense. It does. Okay, let's let's start to make it into a book.
Love it. Final question, Lisa.
No, I'm good. I can't wait for these series to come out.
Oh, trust
Okay.
me,
All
trust
right.
me. Let's see. Book one of the Motorcycle Club book is going to be out around September.
Okay.
Book one of Dark Royal Courts is going to be out around October, November-ish, and book one of Royal Revenge is going to be out at the end of the year, right in December, and then we're just gonna keep rolling from there. So yeah, so everybody just check out all of my social medias. It is I am Asante East on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Of course, you have my website, and make sure that you subscribe to the newsletter so you can always stay up to date. I'm always doing a giveaway. I love the giveaway stuff. I promise. Um,
Okay.
I
We
promise.
like giveaways too.
Mhm.
Like right now, I have the giveaway going on for a signed copy of Royal Choices, shipping on me, of course. So yeah,
Okay. Awesome. Well, Ashanti, I thank you so much for joining us tonight for Women on Words. I hope that we will see you again on the
most
show.
definitely.
Okay,
Just
y'all know she was a little nervous, right? And I was
I
like,
was,
don't
I
be. We'll take good
was.
care of you. We want you to come back.
And you two definitely did. Thank you so much for inviting me on. It's been such a thrill. It's been so much fun talking to you too.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, listeners, we're getting ready to sign off, but I want to let you know. So next month, um, Lisa and I have a full schedule. We have Vanessa Riley coming to talk about her
Ooh,
new
historic.
historical. Yes, we have
Ooh.
Nicole Smith Daniels, who's going to be on the show with us, as well as Julia A. Ralston. She's going to be on the show with us next month as well. And then we have book club on the third Sunday of the month. So we will be live on the air the third Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we're on the air Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with our author interviews. So tonight's show is sponsored by Glam Girl Journals. So if you haven't seen them, y'all know
Yep.
I'm bad with the camera. All right. Get your writing journals. Okay. This is our girl boss there. And we also, for all of you who are on your natural hair journey, like I am, trying to survive, okay, and find the right products. We have our black hair growth tracking guide that's available on Amazon to help you sort through all your products, your porosity, your pattern, your texture, you name it. It's in there so you can work it out over the course of 52 weeks and get it right. So until next time, be awesome, be amazing, be wild, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Cammy Joe
Bye.
says, hello, beautiful ladies. Hey, Cammy Joe. So glad
Hey,
that you joined
Carrie.
us.
Hi.
All right. And y'all be sure to follow Asante on social media, just like she said, and Lisa and me, Sierra London. All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Good night. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, we went over a little